Okay, good morning guys. It's been a while since I've done a video on my 58 Ford. I think the last thing you seen was the frame was all put together and finished with. Any of you guys out there that got a business, or even not a business, just a life in general, know what it's like when you're trying to build something and do a million other things at once. So definitely a little bit behind on my schedule of what I had planned. But we left off with the rolling frame all done, so the frame is all done, and I have to keep in mind that I already got the interior and all the motor and tranny and all that shit's already built, so the worst of it's over. So what I'm working on today is I brought in the front end. Now I have been working on it since you've seen it. I've had Dr. Dave give me a hand. I did some welding to the hood. I changed the hood a little bit. I modified it, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. So the hood is all done. It's in its final primer. The front valance that goes between the grille and the bumper, that's all done. It's in its final primer. And I just dragged in the front sheet metal this morning, and I'm going to start ripping it apart and stripping it down and going through it. I did notice there's a couple little rust bubbles above the headlights, and I thought this was a rust-free car, but these couple little bubbles, I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't need headlight cap repair. I'll show you here what's going on. And this video will be a little bit in pieces, so you'll see a little bit of editing just because some of my other parts that are finished are in the basement. So I'm going to take you down to my basement later, and I'm going to show you what my basement looks like. It's just solid fucking car parts. Typical male. So you guys are going to love it. So anyway, here's the front sheet metal. Here's what I got that I'm working on today. Okay, so there's the nose of the car. When I took it off, I just took it off as a complete unit. And now I'm going to start to rip it all apart properly. I mean, it was taken off years ago, but now I'm going to get down in there. But what I was talking about where the rust bubbles were, where were we here? I seen it right here. And I'm not afraid to show you guys anything. You can see it right there. Got a little something going on there. So if I can get my hand in there, it doesn't, you know it's going to be through. You know it's going to be through for sure, but it's not through yet. But you know, once I grind away, there'll be something going on. But other than that, if you look at the top of it, it's all solid there, so I'm pretty happy there. Let's check this one out. I mean, these cars were notorious for rusting. All these old cars were notorious for rusting because the problem is all the shit from the tires would spray up and get up and behind this lip. There's a lip up inside here. And the shit would sit up in here. And it would just fucking rot out. Now, one good thing to do, I don't know if any of you guys have ever done it before, but no, anyway, let's go. Anyway, yeah, this fender looks good. I'm jumping around here on topic. So I think these fenders are going to be good. For what the car is, 1958, that's pretty damn good. What I was going to say here is on the fender itself, on this fender cap, 55 Chevys, 57 Fords, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's double walled here. Okay, so you got your outside fender skin, and there's a lip under here, and it probably goes back on this fender a good, you know, 2-3 inches here. And it's just solid opened up, so all the shit's coming this way, and it packs up in there, it sits in there, then it gets wet, and that's what rust. A good thing to do is, if you can, take a piece of rubber or something. You don't want to seal it off tightly, because if you seal it off tightly and somehow water gets in there, then you got water trapped in. But if you could take a piece of rubber and get it up in between there and hang it down, it's almost like a mud guard. So when the shit's coming this way spraying for your tire, you're not going to get as much shit up in there. Not that we drive these cars every day or we drive them in that weather. But for the guys that are out there driving them, that's a good little tip to do, something like that. As we can see, here's the inside fender braces. I mean, look at, they're beautiful. They're just beautiful. The inner fenders all look good. You know, I mean, the paint's flaking off. Big deal. I don't care about that. They're going to get stripped right down. So, everything's looking pretty good on her. God, look at this. Look at this. I just noticed it. Look at this voltage regulator. Look at that, guys. Still got the old Ford. It's got the part number and everything. 2900424 regulator Ford. Holy shit. There's some guy building a car that wants to keep it bone stock looking, and he likes all that stuff. There you go. There's a nice regulator. Because I'm putting a Mallory distributor in this car. Because I'm going to be running HEI on my motor. So that's it. Let me get this turned around. So that's where I'm going to start today. I'm going to start ripping this apart. So the video will be edited a little bit. As I get it apart, I'll light up the camera here again and show you guys what else is going on. And again, thanks for all you guys watching. Thanks for the new subscribers. And that's it. Let me set this thing down because it's Sunday. It's my day. And I'm going to get to work here. Okay, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys. So I got the front end all stripped apart. We'll take a look outside. We'll walk outside here. We'll take a look at what I've done here. So what I got going on is there's all the inner fender pieces. You can see there's the hood springs. hood hinges, I should say, and springs. And these are some inner fender pieces here. And of course, here's the inner fenders. And there's the rad support right down here. Here we go. Rad support's all there. What I did is there's a couple extra little holes in the inner fenders and stuff that are not being used. I welded them up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay all this stuff out and I'm going to sandblast all this stuff. And it's going to be, that's about all I need to do with that. It's in really good shape. So I'm going to sandblast it all. I'll get this turned around here. Going to sandblast all that, and then what I'm going to do is that's going to be all done in a nice satin black. So the inner fenders are nice satin black. Now, a couple seconds ago I showed you the one fender had a bubble on it, so of course I got in there and started grinding. If you guys recall in my videos, my car is a very flawless, spotless car. It's like beautiful, there's no rust anywhere. The one thing I forgot to mention was the front fenders that are with my car are not original to the car though. Whatever happened to the original front fenders, I will never know. Nobody will ever know. The hood is original to the car because it's got the original gray, silver, dark gray metallic paint on it, but the front fenders are a really, really light gray. And even when I was starting to begin strip them down here, there's no dark gray underneath them, so they're not the right fenders. So anyway, I grinded out that bubble on the one fender cap, and of course what I've come up with is a bunch of welding where somebody's just bashed in the old metal and thrown new metal over top, and of course it's rusting away. So other than that though, I'm pretty happy. The car's 1958, one fender, needs one headlight cap. That's it. That's pretty damn good for having a car that's only going to have one patch panel in it, and so I'm happy with that. So anyway, we'll take a look and I'll show you what it looks like here. Okay, here we go. So here's the fender. As you can see, I'm stripping her down, and this is where, get around here, this is where it was bubbling, was in here, and you can see the rust holes right there. And if you look, this is this metal they've welded on. And the reason I know it's over top is when I put my hand up in behind here and feel, I can feel it's banged in pretty hard. And so they've just welded a piece right over top, and of course, you know, it's rusting through. You can see the rust here. So of course I went in the house and I made sure that you got to get your headlight rings. You got to make sure you have these. You know, when it comes time, let's make sure I got the right one here. No, this is the right hand side. I grabbed the wrong one, but anyway, the reason I'm showing you this is you got to make sure when you're going to weld all that these are going to fit properly. You got to pre-fit all this stuff. Don't just start welding. So so that's what's going on. So I got to do that. Got to get that all fixed up today and get that all welded up. And then basically I give it to Dr. Dave, and we're good to go. We'll get our fenders all done. So let's turn this back around. So anyway, we're going to take you into the man cave, my basement. I'm going to show you what I did to my hood, because this is just how it is in the real world. Sometimes there's just not enough room in the shop between customer parts and everything else to have my own stuff sitting outside. So you guys are going to be amazed. While we're down here, I may as well show you all my interior for the car and see what you think. And that'll be about it. That's what's going on here today. So let's take a look. Let's take a walk down here, and here we go. Let's open up the door. We're going down in the dungeon. Oh, you guys on YouTube are going to know everything about me. So here's some of my parts room. If you look here, this is all Dan's 37 Ford stuff. Boxes of it. You know, not that I want to get carried away here, but this is, you know, there's fenders for customer cars, more fenders, tires and wheels for the Chevelle, door for the Chevelle, inner fenders for the Chevelle. Oh my God. Fenders for the Chevelle over there, glass over there. Just, there's this shit everywhere. But anyway, let's forget about that because it's my day today. It's my time on my car. So let's go into my part. Oh, wait a minute. Look, to get into my part, we got to go through more customer parts. Colby's truck. Holy shit. The Pontiac down there. Okay, here we go, guys. Okay, I don't know how many of you are familiar with 58 Fords. 58 Fords right here have a dip that's in the hood, and there's a piece of chrome that dips in there and goes like that. I'll show you after. I didn't like it. It's got this real nice raised up area on the hood. So what I did was I filled the dip in by I welded in metal and made this point so it finishes off. And then Dave did the bodywork on it, and you know, it's all done. So there's my hood. I don't know what you guys think of that. I kind of like the look of it. I think it looks awesome. I can probably show you the piece of chrome if I can find it. This is my room with all my shit. Look at it everywhere. Here's all the brand new bumpers. There's the door panels. Now here's the seats. Here's how I had the seats all upholstered, guys. I had it done in black, and then I had the gray done in a tuck and roll. It might look white to here, but it is gray. Just the lighting in this room is shit. Now if you look carefully, if any of you guys know these old Fords, I actually kept all the original stitching how it would have been factory. The only thing I changed on here is this would have been, down in here where it's all rolls and pleats, it would have been either cloth or just plain vinyl. But I did the tuck and roll. But other than this, everything is exactly how it should have been. All the stitching is factory looking, all down, you know, everything is original looking. I got my new sill plates right here. I got my, here's my kick panels right there with the original trim on them. I kept all the original trim. I kept it so everything's in order. Like you can see on my rear door panels, there's the trim running down them. Package trays right underneath that. As I say, there's all the new bumpers. Here's the back seat, the same thing. You can see all the nice stitching all the way across. Dave has already got, this is my front valance. This is a piece that goes underneath the grill and between the bumper. All the bodywork is finished. Like this is in final primer. The hood's in final primer. So I have been working on this car even though you haven't seen many videos. I'm going to go away. I know some of you guys may not like it, but I'm going to keep the original wheel, but I'm going to put a metal flake wheel in it. I think that'll be kind of cool. And I'm just trying to see. Here's some more chrome for the motor. There's my valve covers. I kind of went for that nostalgic look with the fin valve covers, the fin air cleaner to match. Got myself a chrome dagger handle for the dipstick. Yeah, I know. Maybe a little cheesy, but I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, I'm trying to see where that piece of chrome is for the hood, but Lord knows I'll never find it in this mess. But anyway, this is exactly, to get back on subject, there's what I did with the hood. So the hood is all done. Look up 58 Fords and you'll know what I mean. They have a dip in there. So let's get the hell out of here. Let me shut this camera off. I'll get back out in the garage and I'll find that piece of chrome and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So hey, pay attention. Take a good look at this hood. There you go. So you remember that, and I'll be right back, and we'll find the chrome. Okay guys, I'm back here. If you can see, I'm in my parts storage shed. You really can't see that well. See this here? This is another hood for 58 Ford. Do you see what I mean right there? I don't know if you guys can see in there. See, there's the raised up piece right here where my hand is. And there is the dipped in piece. See how that dips in there? Do you guys see that? That is where it would have had a piece of chrome going in there. Now if I walk in the shop here, you guys are getting a grand tour today. What the hell? I'm not going to keep shutting the camera on and off. You may as well come with me because this is how it is in the real world. Let's take a look. I think on the bench, there it is. There it is. Let's go take a look how this fits in there and see what you guys think. Sorry, I'm walking super fast. You're probably getting dizzy as hell watching this, but that's just the way it fucking is, isn't it? Here we go. This piece of chrome, okay guys, can you see that? I don't know if you can or not. There you can see the rise in the hood, and there's how that piece of chrome would have went. And as you remember, you just saw, I made a peak out of it, which I think looks a lot better. I just don't like this thing. I don't know why I don't like it. So, anyway, that's how it would have looked. So there you go guys, that's what I did. So I have been working on the car. Haven't forgotten about you guys out there. And as I say over and over and over again, this car is for sale. Oh, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But it is for sale, yeah. I just don't want to... So many cars on the go, I can't keep them all. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching, you guys. Sorry if this video is a bit scattered all over the place, but how many times did I say it? It's just, this is how they are. So anyway, again, thanks a lot to all you YouTube guys out there. And remember, it's always a good time and old time. We'll see you next time.